It's a great question
Thank
because
you.
that feels like the total crux of the show. You know what
Right.
I mean? Is like she does have to contend with suddenly occupying a different body and being looked at. You know, she really struggles with it, and midway through the season there's a great episode that really digs into
Drama in Hollywood is nothing new, but this recent clash has both the industry and fans split. Ryan Reynolds, best known as Deadpool, is said to be suing Tatiana Maslany, who plays She-Hulk, following her allegations of sexism against him. What triggered this situation, and why did it spiral out of control so fast? Why is She-Hulk hated so much? The She-Hulk finale has caused a major stir, and fans are totally divided. Some creators are celebrating like they've just pulled off a win, while a lot of viewers are left scratching their heads, feeling like the show just didn't deliver. But what went wrong? Adding more drama to the mix, Tatiana Maslany's recent feud with Ryan Reynolds is making headlines, and it's only cranking up the tension around the series. Is this the kind of buzz Marvel wants, or is it just adding fuel to the fire? As Marvel calls for support and whispers of a second season start circulating, the big questions remain. Can a show that struggled to connect with fans really come back? And what's really happening behind the scenes? At the heart of all this is Jennifer Walters, the lead character who's become a lightning rod for criticism. Instead of being the relatable hero we were all hoping for, she often comes across as dismissive, self-absorbed, and even immature. Is this the kind of character fans can really get behind? Who wants to cheer for someone who's more into showing off her new powers than actually learning how to use them wisely? Her dynamic with her cousin Bruce, the original Hulk, doesn't do her any favors either. Rather than respecting his struggles and isolation, she brushes off his experiences like they're no big deal, making it tough for viewers to connect with her. That lack of humility is turning a lot of people away.
Yeah, about that. It's true. I am a Hulk.
Starting off, from the beginning of She-Hulk, Jen's attitude takes a noticeable change for the worse. One episode that really stands out is when she attends a friend's wedding, but focuses more on being the center of attention than supporting her friend. You'd think a lawyer would have better control of herself, right? This shift makes her seem less like a confident lawyer and more like someone letting everyone walk all over her. And the worst part is that it doesn't really end with Jen. Continuing with this trend, the other female characters in She-Hulk don't fare much better. Instead of showcasing strong women, the show often falls back on tired stereotypes. Many female characters seem obsessed with looks, clothes, and competition, highlighted by the cringe-worthy Megan Thee Stallion cameo, which left viewers scratching their heads. Missed the mark big time. For a show that's supposed to be empowering, how did it fail so badly? These portrayals feel like a serious missed opportunity. Switching gears to the male characters, they face criticism too, frequently portrayed in a shallow, one-dimensional way. Critics argue that the men in She-Hulk are overly simplified, with many embodying outdated stereotypes, chauvinistic, dismissive, or just plain clueless. Take the guy who calls women it or the one who dismisses women's jobs as irrelevant. These characters feel less like real people and more like over-the-top caricatures. It's like the show took a shortcut, trading depth for cheap laughs. To add a bit of balance, the only standout in the mix appears to be Daredevil, who swoops in toward the end of the season. Rumor has it that his character was crafted with a delicate touch, ensuring he maintains his integrity for upcoming Marvel projects. But the rest of the male characters come off as bumbling or condescending, leaving viewers to question whether the creators see them. Moving on to one of the most controversial aspects of She-Hulk, its meta-commentary on criticism. The show directly tackles critics by portraying internet trolls as the main villains, especially viewers upset about the existence of a female Hulk. But is it really empowering if it pushes away the very audience it aims to uplift? Ironically, this approach may have only widened the gap between the show and its audience. Isn't it ironic that a series aimed at empowering women is actually alienating female fans? Even women have voiced their disappointment, feeling the series lacks a compelling heroine and a strong narrative. Adding more drama, Tatiana Maslany, the actress behind She-Hulk, has turned up the heat. After the show's cancellation, something that shocked no one, she voiced her frustration over wanting her character included in an X-Men movie while simultaneously criticizing the humor in Deadpool and Wolverine, claiming it was offensive to the LGBTQ community. So why the sudden interest in a project she openly criticized? Fans were left scratching their heads over her desire to join a film she herself called controversial.
I believe that it's outside of it should not be the control of the parents whether a child, how a child identifies, how a child knows themselves to be. That isn't a parent's place. It's an overreach. It's an overreach on the part of the provincial government to legislate that.
If we talk about Maslany's actions, they've led to a reevaluation of her feminist values. While she champions independence and encourages young people to explore their identities, her eagerness to latch onto another star for attention seems a bit contradictory. Even within the Marvel fan base, there's some doubt about whether adding She-Hulk would truly add value to a franchise already packed with devoted followers. As of now, Tatiana Maslany stands as a divisive figure within the Marvel fandom. Some appreciate her as a daring, boundary-pushing actress, while others think she might have overstepped this time. She-Hulk has sparked significant discussions about its depiction of a strong female lead and its playful spin on classic superhero tropes. However, despite some memorable moments, the series falls short in key areas, which diminishes its emotional impact and weakens its connection with viewers. When Jennifer says, "I'm great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time," she barely addresses her deeper struggles. Depth is everything. Her comments on catcalling and being underestimated lack the depth needed to truly resonate. If the series had dedicated an episode to showcasing her challenges as a woman in a male-dominated field, it would have turned the whole story upside down, making it more impactful and interesting. Look at The Imitation Game. If it had overlooked Alan Turing's struggles as a gay man, it would have lost much of its emotional power. Imagine the impact. Effective storytelling draws viewers into a character's journey, allowing them to connect on a deeper level. Think about the scene where Jennifer dismisses Bruce's tragic past during a heated argument and later offers a quick, insincere apology. What if this moment of reflection had been saved for the finale? It could have added layers to her character, highlighting how true heroism often involves sacrifice. In contrast, Deadpool 2 balances humor with genuine stakes, allowing moments of reflection to resonate deeply despite being a comedy. In addition, She-Hulk often isolates its audience instead of inviting broader connections. When Iron Man entered the MCU, he was designed to appeal universally. In contrast, She-Hulk seems tailored for a niche audience, limiting its appeal. Celebrating a strong female lead is important, but her story should resonate with everyone, regardless of gender. Universality matters. Messages that subtly imply "this isn't for you" can be counterproductive. Moreover, Jennifer's character development is hindered by contradictory traits. One minute she desires a normal lawyer's life, the next she laments her She-Hulk identity. For someone depicted as intelligent and savvy, her inability to see how her Hulk persona could benefit her career is puzzling. If she's meant to be strong, embracing this role should come naturally. When you consider the concerns about the writer's understanding of their material, it further complicates things. Their admission of uncertainty regarding courtroom scenes is unsettling, especially since the show is titled She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. The legal aspects should be authentic, and films like Christopher Nolan's Interstellar show how thorough research and attention to detail can elevate storytelling, making it both believable and engaging. And regarding antagonists, Marvel has set a high standard. Memorable villains challenge heroes and provoke deep thought about their motives. In contrast, the villains in She-Hulk often feel like shallow caricatures, resulting in a lack of genuine conflict. While She-Hulk has prompted necessary conversations about female representation and humor, it highlights a collective desire for richer storytelling from Marvel. Enjoying the show is perfectly valid, yet many believe Marvel can. The challenge lies in creating characters and narratives that resonate widely, fostering emotional connections across diverse audiences. With a legacy of excellent storytelling behind them, there's hope that Marvel will recapture that quality in the future. And with Deadpool pulling in huge earnings while She-Hulk struggles, the debate is heating up. So what's going on? How do Deadpool's massive earnings stack up against She-Hulk's challenging run? The box office duel. In the realm of superhero films, there's always more than one debate brewing. While Tatiana Maslany's portrayal in She-Hulk has certainly stirred up drama, there's another storm on the horizon about the dance scenes in Deadpool and Wolverine and She-Hulk. Fans are diving into lively discussions about how gender influences our reactions to these moments. Deadpool's funky dance moves get cheers and applause, whereas She-Hulk's similar antics often face the dreaded cringe label. Isn't it wild how a simple dance can spark such intense conversations? On the surface, it seems fans are split. Some argue that Deadpool's dance scenes fit his playful vibe and the franchise's irreverent tone, making them a hit. Meanwhile, critics of She-Hulk's dance feel it lacks depth and undermines her character's seriousness. But defenders of She-Hulk push back, asserting that this harsh criticism often stems from sexism, noting that female characters frequently face more scrutiny than their male counterparts. Why do the same actions get different reactions? Even in the superhero world, gender dynamics play a significant role. For starters, if you take a closer look at the box office numbers, the difference between these franchises becomes clear. Deadpool and Wolverine have smashed records, bringing in over $500 million globally and redefining what R-rated films can achieve. Meanwhile, She-Hulk struggled to generate the same buzz and financial success. Its cancellation after just one season highlights some serious problems with Marvel's financial strategy for their Disney Plus lineup. Lead actress Tatiana Maslany revealed that the show exceeded its massive budget, $225 million for just 9 episodes. And what happened to most of it? It went to the expensive CGI needed for her character, and the project's budget? Terribly busted. When considering Deadpool and Wolverine, it has quickly become a box office titan, racing past the $500 million mark globally. By July 30, 2024, the film's worldwide earnings reached $496.3 million, fueled by an impressive $26.5 million from international markets, making up 13% of its opening weekend revenue. Domestic earnings climbed from an estimated $205 million to $211 million, while international earnings dipped slightly but remained strong. The film not only exceeded expectations but also set new records, achieving the biggest global opening weekend since Spider-Man: No Way Home in 2021 and surpassing Avatar: The Way of Water's $439 million in 2022. It now holds the title for the largest R-rated opening both globally and domestically. Looking at the film's marketing, it hit all the right notes, tapping into the loyal fan bases of both Deadpool and Wolverine. In stark contrast, She-Hulk struggled to meet audience expectations, facing criticism for its comedic elements that some felt didn't do justice to its potential. These factors played a crucial role in the stark differences in box office success. Why did one succeed where the other failed? Still, both properties have contributed to weaving the Marvel Cinematic Universe together in their own unique ways. Ryan Reynolds has truly made a name for himself in the superhero genre by focusing on entertainment over politics, which feels like a breath of fresh air in today's world, where many stories are packed with social messages. What is it about his approach that clicks so well with fans?
Wow! Jesus, what the hell, man?
If we talk about his role as Deadpool, Reynolds embraces humor and self-awareness, keeping the focus on fun. Deadpool is famous for breaking the fourth wall and delivering hilarious one-liners that poke fun at superhero cliches and even the movie industry itself. This clever humor turns the film into a wild ride rather than just a platform for political messages. Instead of pushing an agenda, Reynolds creates a space where audiences can kick back, relax, and enjoy the absurdity of it all. People love this approach. In a world where news and social media often feel heavy and overwhelming, many just want to escape and have a good time. Who doesn't want to forget their worries for a while? Reynolds' films allow viewers to step away from reality and dive into a universe where the biggest problems are dodging bullets and cracking jokes, not debating the latest political issue. Now let's compare this to Tatiana Maslany's role as Jennifer Walters in She-Hulk. While Maslany brings a unique touch to her character, the show attempts to blend humor with social commentary on issues like misogyny and the challenges women face in the superhero world. This intent is admirable, but it can sometimes leave viewers feeling lectured instead of entertained. The jokes in She-Hulk often revolve around these serious themes, which can alienate those who just want to sit back and enjoy the ride. Maslany's strong performance contrasts with Reynolds. She grapples with real-life challenges alongside her superhero identity, creating a tonal shift. Reynolds' Deadpool lets audiences escape into pure entertainment, while She-Hulk invites them to reflect on contemporary issues through the lens of a superhero story. Ultimately, Reynolds' focus on fun sets him apart. His knack for delivering an exciting, laugh-filled experience without getting bogged down by political messages resonates deeply with fans. Meanwhile, Maslany's approach, though well-meaning, highlights the struggle of blending commentary with humor in an engaging way. This shows that sometimes the best way to connect with an audience is simply to entertain them, something Ryan Reynolds does with style and flair. But wait, there's more. Just when you thought the drama couldn't get any crazier, Tatiana Maslany has jumped into the fray with some wild allegations against Ryan Reynolds. What does this depict? Are the claims fair, or is Maslany just jealous of Reynolds' growing success? Maslany's bold claims shock Hollywood. Hollywood drama is nothing new, but this latest feud between Tatiana Maslany and Ryan Reynolds has really shaken things up. On the Comedy Bang Bang podcast, Maslany joked that Reynolds fired her from the upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine film after cutting her scenes. She hinted that gender bias and sexist exclusion might be behind the decision, showing her frustration with how things played out. And honestly, who wouldn't be frustrated? Maslany didn't hold back. She shared that she had filmed 2 scenes for the movie, but they didn't make the final cut because Reynolds didn't like them. She speculated that her scenes were deemed too woke, quipping, "I always talk about how much I hate Wolverine and Deadpool." To top it off, she sarcastically mentioned that She-Hulk didn't perform as well at the box office as expected. Can you believe the audacity? These remarks lead to a bigger conversation about representation and the treatment of female characters in superhero films. With Hollywood in a heated debate about inclusivity, Maslany's concerns about being excluded from Deadpool 3 are very relevant. As calls for better representation of women and marginalized groups grow louder, her claims of gender bias add to this ongoing discussion. Why is this still happening? Despite some progress, recent reports show that women's representation in leading roles is stalling or even declining in some areas. The 2024 UCLA Hollywood Diversity Report highlights that while there are more actors of color, women, especially women of color, still face major challenges in Hollywood. This context likely amplifies Maslany's feelings of being sidelined, particularly since her character was meant to be part of a strong female ensemble in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So what's all the fuss about? Inclusivity in media is crucial. Diverse storytelling enriches cultural dialogue and reflects the many facets of society. Films and shows that embrace diversity often do better at the box office, showing that audiences want representation that mirrors their own experiences. Maslany's exclusion isn't just a personal slight, it's part of a larger trend that reduces the visibility of strong female characters in the MCU. Is this a step backward? As Hollywood wrestles with these complex issues, the challenge is to ensure that all voices are heard and represented in ways that truly reflect its diverse audience. This ongoing debate underscores the need for systemic changes to create a more inclusive film industry. After all, a richer tapestry of stories only makes the movie experience better for everyone. Maslany's accusations have divided fans, sparking a heated debate about representation in superhero films. Some support her claims of gender bias, while others defend Reynolds' creative choices. With Reynolds staying silent on the matter, many are left wondering what this means for his future projects. As Hollywood navigates this controversy, the stakes are high. Will diverse voices finally be embraced, or will strong female characters keep getting sidelined? How this plays out could significantly impact the MCU and what audiences expect moving forward. So, What's your take on this? Is there a real issue with representation in superhero films, or is it simply part of the creative process? And regarding She-Hulk, where do you think it missed the mark? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more sizzling content. Thanks for tuning in.